Welcome to Azure Data Factory Real-Time Scenarios. Scenario number 15. Slowly changing dimensions SCD type 1 in Azure Data Factory. Using slowly changing dimensions type 1, if a record in a dimension table changes, the existing record is updated or overwritten. Otherwise, the new record is inserted into the dimension table. This means the records in the dimension table always reflect the current state. No historical data is maintained. This design is approach common for columns that store supplementary values like email address, phone numbers of a customer. When a customer's email address or phone number changes, the dimension table updates the customer row with the new values. So we make sure that there should be no duplicate records. Suppose there is a one table. So in this table we have two entities. One is the mobile and laptop. The mobile with 15,000 and laptop is 30,000. So after a few days, we want to we thought that we need to change we revise the prices. So we thought that the mobile price will be changed to 14,000 and the laptop price will be increased by 35,000 and the new product is introduced, the tablet with 20,000. So whenever we will go for SCD type 1, so the 15,000 will change to 14,000 and 30,000 will change to 35,000 and no historical data will be maintained. So here is the workflow. So we require the source and the sink. Our source is blob storage and the sink is SQL. And we require the two linked services, two data sets and a pipeline and data flow. So here is the actual steps works. The first one is we require the source and we require the alter row. So alter row will be used for implementing the SCD type 1. And we require the sink. So let us move to the Azure portal. So in Azure portal, I have recreated a blob storage and a data factory, and I have created a database also. So go into the blob storage and go to the container, and under the container there will be a container name called raw. In that we have a file. And if you see the file, there are the two files. One is mobile with 15,000 and laptop with 30,000. So it is the initial load. So let me go to the database and create the table for this products table. Run it. So product table is created and make sure that there is no data inside it. So no records. Okay. So we are going to insert this file records into the Azure SQL. Okay, now let me go to the Azure Data Factory and already I have created the two linked services. One is for blob storage and one is for SQL database. Means one is sink, one is source. Two linked service has created. So I need to create two data sets. One is source data sets. Source is blob storage and it is a delimited type. And give the name of the source, ds blob storage. And we need to choose the file, and here we are going to choose the file, and the first row as a header, because in this file we have the first row as a header. If you see, the first row as a header, that's the reason we are choosing first row as a header. And choose OK. And we required one more data set for sink, and it is Azure SQL. And give the name of the data set. So ds dataset, and choose the linked service and choose the table name also, and click on OK. Now we require a data flow for implementing SCD type 1. So we need to choose the source. Before that, first we need to turn on the data flow debug option. So it will take time to debug. So meanwhile, we'll complete the steps. So let me go to the source and give the name of the source. Okay, and if you don't want, just keep as it is and choose here blob storage and the source option. So we are not going to do anything here now. Next, go to the projection. So here, coming to database, product ID is integer and product price is integer. So we need to change accordingly, otherwise we'll get the error. So we need to choose integer, and it is also an integer. So we should keep in mind this one. Then we need to take alter row. Give the name if you want, and here we need to choose the source one, and here we need to give the condition. So we are going to upset it. So upset is nothing but, so if there is a record, then it will be update the record, otherwise it will create a new record, and we need to take a true condition. Then we require a sync. Sync is here, so we need to choose the sync. Sync is SQL database, so we need to choose Azure SQL database and go to the settings, and here we need to check upset. So it will perform both update and insert, and we need to choose based upon the what condition. So it's based upon the product ID. Let's compare the records, and so we have mostly finished. We'll wait till this debug is on. So if you see here the data previous option, so we have the two entities. One is 1500, one is also 15,000 and 30,000 with mobile and laptop. Enter the alter row, the same. See, if there is a symbol, that means there will be a updation is happening, upset is happening. Okay, and here is the same thing, upset with 2. Now we require a pipeline to run this data flow. So let me choose data flow. And here we need to choose the data flow. So it is our data flow 1, and we don't have any parameters. So let me validate it and debug the pipeline. The pipeline is in progress, so we need to wait until it was success. The pipeline was success. Let me go to the database and check the details. View the table. See, so the database table is updated with 2 details. Now let me perform SCD type 1. For that purpose, so let me go to the blob storage and edit the file. Let me create one more 3, and it is tablet with 20,000, and the price will be, I'm reducing mobile price to 14,000 and I'm increasing the price to 35,000. I'm having saving it. So it was saved. Now let me run the pipeline again. So let me debug it. So it is in queue, so we need to wait until it was success. So the pipeline was successful. Then let me go to the database and view the table again. So if you see here, it's a 15,000 and 30,000. So only 2 records. So it will change the values and we'll get the new record here. See here, so the mobile price was the 14,000, laptop is 35,000 and tablet is 30,000, and here no history was maintained. So this is called SCD type 1. Thank you for watching.